Welcome to our channel. In today's video, we will explore the life and impact of one of history's most infamous figures, Adolf Hitler. This video aims to provide a factual overview of his rise to power, his role in World War II, and the consequences of his actions. Viewer discretion is advised due to the sensitive nature of this topic. Adolf Hitler was born on April 20, 1889, in the small town of Braunau in Austria. His early life was marked by a strict and sometimes harsh upbringing by his father Adolf Hitler and the doting care of his mother Clara. From a young age, Hitler showed an interest in art and dreamed of becoming a painter. However, his artistic ambitions were thwarted by repeated rejections from the Academy of Fine Arts Vienna, leaving him disillusioned and directionless. In 1913, Hitler moved to Munich, Germany, where he struggled to make a living as an artist. The outbreak of World War I in 1914 provided him with a sense of purpose and belonging. Hitler enlisted in the German army and served as a soldier on the Western Front, experiencing the brutal realities of trench warfare. He was wounded twice and received the Iron Cross for bravery. The defeat of Germany in 1918 left Hitler, like many Germans, feeling betrayed and humiliated. The Treaty of Versailles, which imposed harsh penalties and reparations on Germany, fueled widespread resentment and economic hardship. It was in this climate of discontent that Hitler found his calling in politics. He joined the German Workers' Party, which would later become the National Socialist German Workers' Party, or the Nazi Party. Hitler's powerful oratory skills, combined with his ability to tap into the fears and frustrations of the German people, propelled into prominence within the party. By 1923, he had become the party's most influential and charismatic leader. In November 1923, emboldened by the support of paramilitary groups like the SA Sturmabteilung, Hitler and the Nazis attempted to seize power in the beer hall putsch. This coup d'etat aimed to overthrow the Weimar government in Munich and then march on Berlin. However, the putsch was quickly suppressed, and Hitler was arrested and charged with treason. During his trial, Hitler used the courtroom as a platform to spread his ideas, gaining national attention and sympathy from right-wing nationalists. Sentenced to 5 years in Landsberg prison, Hitler served only 9 months, during which he dictated his autobiography and political manifesto Mein Kampf, My Struggle. In this book, Hitler outlined his vision for Germany's future, emphasizing the need for Lebensraum, living space for the German people, racial purity, and the eradication of Jews and other undesirable groups. Mein Kampf became the ideological foundation of the Nazi movement. Upon his release, Hitler focused on rebuilding the Nazi Party, which had been banned following the failed putsch. He reorganized the party structure, established the SS Schutzstaffel as his personal bodyguard unit, and launched extensive propaganda campaigns to attract new members and voters. The Great Depression of 1929 further exacerbated Germany's economic woes, providing fertile ground for Hitler's message of change and renewal. By 1930, the Nazi Party had become a significant political force, winning seats in the Reichstag, German parliament. By 1933, the Nazis had gained enough support to become the largest party in the Reichstag. Under pressure from conservative elites and fearing communist uprisings, President Paul von Hindenburg appointed Hitler as Chancellor on January 30, 1933. Once in power, Hitler moved quickly to consolidate his control. The Reichstag fire in February 1933, which the Nazis blamed on communists, provided a pretext for the Reichstag fire decree, suspending civil liberties and allowing for the arrest of political opponents. In March 1933, the Reichstag passed the Enabling Act, granting Hitler the authority to enact laws without parliamentary consent. This effectively gave him dictatorial powers, enabling him to dismantle the democratic institutions of the Weimar Republic. Over the next few years, Hitler and the Nazis implemented a series of laws and policies to suppress dissent, eliminate political opposition, and create a totalitarian state. The Night of the Long Knives in 1934 saw the purge of SA leaders and other potential rivals, solidifying Hitler's control over the party and the military. When President Hindenburg died in August 1934, Hitler declared himself Führer, uniting the positions of Chancellor and President and becoming the supreme leader of Germany. With absolute power secured, Hitler pursued an aggressive foreign policy aimed at reversing the Treaty of Versailles and expanding Germany's territory. In 1936, German troops reoccupied the Rhineland, violating the treaty's terms. Hitler's annexation of Austria in 1938, known as the Anschluss, and the subsequent Munich Agreement, which allowed Germany to annex the Sudetenland region of Czechoslovakia, emboldened his ambitions. On September 1, 1939, Germany invaded Poland employing blitzkrieg tactics that combined fast-moving infantry, tanks, and air support to overwhelm the Polish defenses. This act of aggression prompted Britain and France to declare war on Germany, marking the beginning of World War II. The early years of the war saw a series of rapid German victories as the Nazis conquered much of Europe, including Denmark, Norway, Belgium, the Netherlands, and France. Hitler's military strategy and technological innovations such as the use of the Panzer tank divisions and the Luftwaffe Air Force contributed to these successes. However, Hitler's ambitions did not stop at Europe's borders. In June 1941, he launched Operation Barbarossa, a massive invasion of the Soviet Union. This campaign aimed to destroy communism and acquire Lebensraum for the German people. Initially, the operation achieved significant gains, but the harsh Russian winter, fierce Soviet resistance, and extended supply lines ultimately halted the German advance, leading to prolonged and brutal conflict on the Eastern Front. One of the most horrific aspects of Hitler's regime was the Holocaust, the systematic genocide of 6 million Jews and millions of others, including Roma, disabled individuals, political dissidents, and various ethnic and social groups. The Nazis established a network of concentration camps and extermination camps, such as Auschwitz, Treblinka, and Sobibor, where mass murder was carried out with industrial efficiency. Ghettos were created in occupied territories to segregate and confine Jewish populations, subjecting them to starvation, disease, and brutal conditions. The final solution, a plan to annihilate the Jewish people, was implemented through coordinated efforts by the SS, the Gestapo, and other Nazi agencies. Jews were deported from across Europe to these death camps, where they were subjected to forced labor, medical experiments, and gas chambers. The Holocaust remains one of the darkest chapters in human history, a stark reminder of the consequences of unchecked hatred and totalitarianism. As the tide of the war turned against Germany, the Allies launched a series of offensives that would ultimately lead to the downfall of the Nazi regime. The D-Day invasion on June 6, 1944, saw Allied forces land on the beaches of Normandy, France, marking the beginning of the liberation of Western Europe. Despite fierce resistance, the Allies pushed forward, liberating Paris and advancing towards Germany. In the east, the Soviet Red Army launched a series of devastating offensives, reclaiming territory and pushing German forces back towards Berlin. By April 1945, Allied forces had encircled Berlin, and the city was subjected to intense bombardment and street fighting. Facing imminent defeat, Adolf Hitler retreated to his underground bunker, where he continued to issue orders and cling to delusions of victory. On April 30, 1945, as Soviet troops closed in on his bunker, Hitler committed suicide alongside his wife, Eva Braun. His death marked the end of the Nazi regime, and Germany unconditionally surrendered to the Allies on May 8, 1945, bringing an end to World War II in Europe. After the war, the full extent of Nazi atrocities was revealed to the world during the Nuremberg trials, where key Nazi leaders were prosecuted for war crimes, crimes against humanity, and genocide. The trials aimed to hold those responsible accountable and to establish a legal precedent for addressing such heinous acts. In the post-war years, Germany underwent a process of denazification aimed at removing Nazi influence from public life and promoting democratic values. The country was divided into East and West Germany, with the western part becoming a democratic state aligned with the West and the eastern part falling under Soviet influence. Today, Germany has made significant efforts to confront and remember its Nazi past. Memorials, museums, and educational programs have been established to honor the victims of the Holocaust and to ensure that such atrocities are never repeated. Germany's commitment to human rights, democracy, and the rule of law serves as a testament to its dedication to learning from history and building a better future. The story of Adolf Hitler and the Nazi regime serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of totalitarianism, hate, and unchecked power. It is a history that must be remembered and taught so that future generations can learn from the past and strive to create a world where such horrors never happen again. By studying this dark period in history, we gain a deeper understanding of the importance of tolerance, democracy, and human rights. We honor the memory of those who suffered and perished, and we commit ourselves to building a more inclusive and just society. Thank you for watching. If you found this video informative, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more historical content.